Hello gentlemen, it's me again, and I'm going to cover the third section of your notes on volume and surface area of spheres. Alright, in the description box below, I have shared two videos, one on volume of sphere, okay, and one on surface area of sphere. Alright, so please go and watch it both, and then you'll be able to deduce or find out the formula for volume and surface area of sphere. Okay, so watch that and come back to this video. Alright, I hope you have watched both the videos. So in summary, the volume of sphere is just 4/3 pi r cube. Okay, if you recall from the video, the volume of sphere was 2/3 of a cylinder, right? And for a cylinder, the volume is pi r square h. Now for the cylinder, they're going to use the height which corresponds to the height of the sphere. In other words, this whole thing is just 2r, okay, the diameter, which is 2r. So instead of using height here, we're going to use 2r. Okay, so replace h with 2r. Okay, and then when you simplify this, you will just get 2 times 2/3 is 4/3, and then r squared times r will give you r cubed. Okay, that's how they get the 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, so all you need to know is the volume of sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, moving on to the next part on surface area of sphere. So I hope you've watched this as well. Okay, so in summary, the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. Okay, according to the video, they showed you how to find for a hemisphere, which is half a sphere. So let's just write down curved surface area of sphere equals to 2 curved surface area of hemisphere. Okay, because a hemisphere is just half a sphere, right? So 2 times half times 2 pi r times 2r, according to the video, this will give you the half and the 2. When you multiply, it just becomes 1, and then this becomes 2 pi r squared. Okay, then times 2, it will become 4 pi r squared. Okay, so all you need to know is the curved surface area of sphere is 4 pi r squared. Okay, using these two formulae, let's do the questions over here. A spherical ball has a diameter of 12 cm. Okay, so read the question carefully. Sometimes they talk about radius, sometimes they talk about diameter. So this is diameter of 12 cm. Find the volume of the ball. So volume is just 4/3 pi r cube, right? So it's 4/3 pi, radius is 6, since diameter is 12. So this will be 904.7786. So to 3SF will be 905 cm cube. Okay, this is the volume of the ball. A hemispherical clay pot has base radius 6 cm. Find the volume of the clay pot. So a hemisphere is just half a sphere. Half a sphere. So things like a bowl, or in this case a clay pot, is a hemisphere, right? And it says the base radius is 6. Find the volume of the clay pot. So volume will just be half of 4/3 pi r cube. So half times 4/3, numerator times numerator is 4, denominator times denominator is 6. Then replace the r with 6 because radius is 6 cm, right? So it's 4 over 6 pi times 6 cube. 4 over 6 is just 2/3. Okay, and then 6 cube is 216. So press calculator. Answer is 452.389. So to 3SF, it's 452 cm cube. Okay, very easy. All right. Next, we have the radius of a solid hemisphere is root 5 cm. Find the total surface area. So solid hemisphere, hemisphere means only half a sphere. Okay, so it looks like that. Okay, like a bowl. The radius is root 5 cm. Find the total surface area. Now, when it's solid, that means that the top part, the circle here, is also completely filled, right? And then there's the curved part over here. So the curved part will be 4 pi r square divided by 2. Okay, so total, write down, total surface area. Remember, for whole sphere, it is 4 pi r square, right? So just half a sphere will be 2 pi r square plus, there's still a pi r square on top because of the circle on top. So pi r square on top, this yellow part here. So in total, it's 3 pi r square. And then you write down 3 pi root 5 square. So root 5 whole thing square will just be 5. Then 5 times 3 is 15. So 15 pi, you just press calculator. 15 times pi, answer is 47.12. So to 3SF, it will be 47.1 cm square to 3SF, 47.1 cm square. All right. Okay, very good. Next question. The surface area of a sphere is equal to the surface area of a cube of sides 5 cm. Find the radius of the sphere. Okay, so if you have a cube of sides 5 cm, that means 5, 5, 5, right? What is the total surface area of the cube? Okay, there are 6 sides for a cube, right? And each of the sides will be 5 times 5. So surface area of cube is just going to be 6 times 5 times 5, right? So 25 times 6 is 150 cm square. They are saying that this is equal to the surface area of a sphere. So we equate this to 4 pi r square. Then we're supposed to find out what is the radius. So divide both sides by 4 pi. You'll get 150 over 4 pi. And then you take square root. Remember, when you take square root, you write down r more than 0. Okay, so you just take the positive value. And then you press calculator. Answer will be 3.45 to 3SF. Okay, that's how you get the radius. All right, example 18. There are 20 identical solid hemispheres. Solid means the top part is also there. So it's like a bowl, but the top part is covered. Okay, and it's a hemisphere. So read the question carefully. The curved surface and the flat surface of each hemisphere are to be painted red and yellow respectively. So they are saying that this part will be red, and then this part will be yellow here. Okay. Find the ratio of the amount of red paint needed to the amount of yellow paint needed. So if we go and just take the ratio of this part to this part, okay, it will be 2 pi r square. Right, this part is 2 pi r square. The top part is just pi r square. So the ratio is just like that, right? So it's in a 2:1 ratio. That's all. You need 2 times of red paint. Okay. Go and compare to the yellow paint. So it's 2:1. Okay. With that, are we done? Yes, we're done with spheres. So very simple. You just have to remember the formula and then apply it correctly. in order to solve for the different unknowns. Please try these homework questions on your own. Okay, and then let's look at the summary page over here. We're looking at volume and surface area of composite solids next. Okay, which means that in a solid there could be multiple figures attached. For example, over here you could have a prism and a pyramid together, or you could have a hemisphere and a cylinder together. So these are all composite solids, right? Okay, so we'll look at those questions. But before that, let's fill up the summary over here. Okay, so for a cylinder, what do we learn about the surface area? Over here, it will be 2 pi r h, remember, plus the 2 pi r square if it's a solid cylinder. So there's a circle on top and a circle below. That's why you have a 2 pi r square. Volume is just pi r square h. Okay, for sphere, we just learned surface area is 4 pi r square. And then volume is 4/3 pi r cube. Okay, what about cone? For the cone, the curved part over here, right? The curved part will be pi r l, but in this case, the L, they use S, okay, for the slant height. So it's pi r s, or you can call it pi r l, okay, where both the S and L stand for the slant height. Okay, and the total will be, including the circle at the bottom, it will be pi r l plus pi r square. Okay, and then the volume is 1/3 pi r square h, 1/3 base area height. Okay, same thing for pyramid. Remember, the volume is 1/3 base area times height. So the base area in this case, since it's a square, it will be 1/3 b square h. And all the surface area will be b square plus, you need the square here, plus 4 times of the triangles. So it's half, okay, 4 times of the triangle, which is half times base times height. So that's b times s. Okay. All right. And then for rectangular prism, very easy. The volume is just length times width times height. You learned this in primary school. For the surface area, there are 2 of these L times W, right? So 2 times LW plus 2 times WH for this part over here, WH, and then plus 2 times LH. Okay. And for isosceles triangular prism, for prism it's just base area times height, right? So in this case, it is half times base times height for the triangle, then multiplied by the length, because it's base area times height. So base area times height. Okay. And then for the surface area, you have L times B over here, right? For the rectangle at the bottom. So let's settle that. And then you have an LS here and an LS on the other side. So it's 2 LS for the 2 rectangles. And then you have 2 times of this triangle. So 2 times half times base times height. Okay. So this is a summary for you to revise all your formulae one shot. Very good. Okay, let's move on to example 19 over here. Just a few more questions before we're done with this whole chapter. Okay, example 19 says, the figure shows a glass monument made up of a pyramid and a prism whose base is a right-angled triangle. So if you can't visualize, perhaps you want to draw some dotted lines over here so that you can visualize the prism and the pyramid. So this part over here is a prism, right? You see this like a cheesecake kind of thing. That's a prism. And then this part over here is the pyramid. Okay. So the points D, E and F are vertically above A, B, and C respectively. Given that CF is 18 meters, so CF, the whole thing here is 18 meters, AD equals to AB, which is equals to, AD equals to BE equals to 6 meters, and then AB is 3.6 meters, BC is 4.8 meters, and CA is 6 meters. So CA is here. Find the volume of the glass required to construct the monument. So basically, they just want you to find the volume of this whole thing. Okay, let's call the prism X and let's call the pyramid Y. All right, so volume of X is equals to, for prism, it's just base area times height. Since this is a right angle triangle here, it's just find the base area of this and then multiply by the height, which is 6 meters. All right, so it is half times 3.6 times 4.8, half times base times height, multiplied by the height of the prism, which is 6. Okay, so do that and you will get 51.84 meter cube. Okay, so prism settled. Then let's find the volume of Y, which is the pyramid. That is 1/3 base area times height, right? So 1/3 base area, same thing, is half times 4.8 times 3.6, okay, which is a triangle over here. This is the base of the pyramid, right? So find the area of that triangle, which is half times base times height, and then multiply by the height. Now the height, we're only looking at this part over here because this is the part for the pyramid. So 18 refers to CF, correct? So we must minus away 6 in order to find out that, oh, this part is only 12 meters, correct? Because this part here is 6 meters. So times 12. Then you press calculator. And the final answer is 34.56 meters squared. No, meter cube. Okay, so find the volume for the whole thing. Total volume, you just have to add the two together, 51.84 plus 34.56. And the final answer is 86.4 meter cube. Okay, this is an exact answer, so leave it like that. 86.4 meter cube. All right, example 20. A solid is made up of a hemisphere and a cylinder as shown. The height of the cylinder is 10 cm and the base radius is 6. So this part is 10, the height is 10, the base radius is 6. Find the surface area of the solid. So you need to find the hemisphere over here plus the curved part of the cylinder here, curved surface area of cylinder, plus the circle at the bottom. So this part is 2 pi r square, right, for the area. Then for the cylinder, the curved part is 2 pi r h, and then the bottom is pi r squared. Okay, so write down surface area of solid equals to 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h plus another pi r square. All right, then you just sub in the values. R is 6, h is 10. Okay, and then it's just a matter of pressing calculator correctly. So final answer is 716.283. So you can leave it as 716 cm square to 3 SF. Very good. Then find the volume of the solid. So volume of solid will be half of 4/3 pi r cube, right, for the hemisphere. And then the cylinder is just pi r square h. So half times 4/3 is 2/3, right? Okay, 2/3, then pi 6 cube plus pi 6 square, and the height is 10. Okay, so cylinder is pi r square h, then you just subs up. You got to press calculator carefully. Okay, you get 1583.362. Right, so that will be 1580 cm cube to 3SF. Okay, nice. All right, a few more questions left. Let's press on. Okay, a container in the shape of a hemisphere has a conical part removed as shown in the figure. Find the capacity of the container in liters. So the capacity of the container is basically the volume of the cone, right? So capacity, ooh, my handwriting. Capacity will be 1/3 pi r square h. So that is 1/3 pi, the radius is 21 square and the height is also 21. Okay, press calculator. Answer is 9698 point. Let's write down 9698.096. So on. So to 3SF, it will be 9700 cm cube, which is equals to 9.7 liters because 1 liter is 1000 cm cube. Okay, so 9.7 liters. All right, that's part A. Part B, given that the material used to make the container has a density of 1.5 grams per cm cube, find the mass of the container, giving your answer correct to the nearest kg. So recall from physics or science that density is equals to mass over volume. All right, you already have the volume from part A. Okay, and you have the density now. So density is 1.5, right? And you are supposed to find the mass, which you don't know, but the volume is 9698.096. I should not use 9700 because that's a rounded up to 3SF kind of answer. So I should use more decimal places, right? At least 5SF. So I'm going to find the mass. I just take 9698.096 multiply by 1.5. I will get 14547.14 etc. grams. Okay, this is in terms of grams. But the question says giving your answer correct to the nearest kg. So when I divide by 1000, I will get 14.5 kg, right? But they want the nearest kg, so it's 15 kg. Okay, then you write bracket nearest kg. All right, very good. All right, I think this is the last question of the chapter before your other homework questions. So let's go. This is easy. A fish tank with base 100 cm by 200 cm and depth 100 cm contains water to a depth of 50 cm. Okay, so the base is 100 by 200. Okay, and the height is 100, and then the depth of the water is 50. A solid metal rectangular prism with dimensions 80 by 100 by 60 is then submerged in the tank with an 80 by 100 face on the bottom. Find the new depth of water. So these are just cuboids, okay, very familiar since primary school. Let's find the volume of this prism first. The smaller one, so that will be an 80 times 100 times 60. That is 48, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. It's 480,000 cm cube. Okay, and then let's find the total volume in the tank once it is submerged. So it will be 100 times 200 times 50 plus this volume. That's a lot of zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's a 10, 5, 10 times 2 is 10, right? So this one has 6 zeros, this one has 4 zeros. Add together 480,000, you get 148,000,000, 4 zeros. All right, cm cube. So you want to find the new height, right? You just divide it by the area of the base. So the new depth of water will be 148,000,000 divided by 100 times 200, right? So the answer will be 74. Okay, so the new depth of water will be 74 cm. Initially was 50, right? Then it becomes 74 cm. Call this the new depth of water, 74 cm. All right. Okay, with that, we're done with this whole chapter. Please complete all the homework questions below, and then I hope you revise well for math. Okay, I'll see you again next week in school. Take care, gentlemen. Toodles. Bye bye.